Hello active traders and welcome to TradeMastery. This is Ken Calhoun, your host, president of TradeMastery and Day Trading University. We've got a really exciting session lined up here for you tonight. In the right place if you want to learn how to turn your trading around. The focal point of my TradeMastery coaching program is all about helping you turn things around and make transformations, small changes or improvements to your process as a trader to kind of find, fix, and plug the leaks in your trading game so you can, as a goal, to make better winning trades more often and to develop a process or a well-defined, intelligent, strategic, step-by-step plan for making better trades more consistently. So tonight's our open house. Feel free to ask any kind of trading question you'd like. Certainly like to welcome all of you to tonight's event. As always, all information is for educational use only, not making advice about to buy, sell, or hold. So if you have questions about the program, which is now launching, effective immediately, and it's only going to be open for the next 7 days, and then it closes down. I'm taking all the new enrollments from now through next Thursday, May 5th, just a week from tonight, and then it's going to be closed to new students for quite some time. I want to go ahead and get underway and give you an overview in terms of what the program's all about and how it can help you. First, I wanted to also invite you to join me as my guest at the Money Show. If you want to attend, it's absolutely free to attend live. I'll be speaking at Caesar's Palace just a week and a half from now, almost 2 weeks from now, on Wednesday, May 11th. And that's one reason, too, that's the reason why I'm closing enrollment the week before, because I want to get all the enrollments taken care of before I get on the plane, so I don't have to worry about processing those from a laptop in my hotel room at Caesars. So anyway, if you get a chance to see me, I'd love to see you there. You can take a picture with me. It's an amazing event. I'll create a huge turnout with some of the world's top minds, and I'll be one of them talking about winning ETF breakout strategies. Anyway, tonight we're going to be looking at the TradeMastery coaching program, and I wanted to ask that you bookmark that page, trademastery.com/coaching. I already kind of explained what it's all about in that long video, so I'm not going to repeat myself. We have 3 webinars coming up in June, September, and November, plus a full 15 hours, 14 video downloads that are immediately available for download right now once you join. So we're going to be looking at how all that works, and I'll show you the preview of the members area and all the different things that you'll be getting once you join. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at processes and strategies. Let's first start off by looking at a few hot charts, because I can't look at PowerPoints for more than a few minutes without jumping into my charts, because I'm a trader. I can't stand PowerPoints any further than I need to use them. I'm a trader. How many of you are trading oil right now? I'm long UWTI, I'm long UCO, I'm long oil, I'm long USO. Those are all good oil strong stocks or ETFs that are running up nicely. And I hope that all of you have been capitalizing on my tip about going long crude that I've been posting. You can even see my Twitter feed from a month ago. These have skyrocketed on up to new highs ever since late February, early March, and so it's been a really nice run. Plenty of room left to run. Other charts of note. Lately, my favorite chart is ETE. It's done an about phase today in my live trading room. We got in long at 1310 and out at 1380, and then we went short at 13.6, and it went down from there. So we played both sides of the mountain, but that's a really nice longer-term uptrend chart. And the reason I'm bringing these charts up is just to show you examples of the types of charts you may want to consider if you're not making it as a trader, or you're not making as much money as you would like as a trader. Odds are a big piece of that is you're not trading the right instruments the right way, or managing using your unrealized P&Ls the right way. Here's a quick rider downer, and this is going to be probably the most important tip I'll share with you tonight. So I want to cover it first and give you good, honest value from a real trader, which is important to learn from people like me who are a real trader and not all these wannabe chart-talking, pretender, wannabe copycat competitor educators out there. Kind of like a deer in the headlights. Let's say this was from earlier, but these are some real money trades I was in. Once you're in a rack of trades, and blue means they're profitable and in the money, red means they're not, they're getting close to stop out levels, or they're starting to head south. My point is that professional traders will navigate. This is a vitally important. I've never covered this before anywhere, and you have my word. This is I tell family and friends, very important. How a professional trader then takes control of, say, this rack of 15 or 20 trades and manages them is going to be markedly different and likely much more profitable than how an amateur trader would, or one of these copycat educators who talks about charts but isn't a real trader, like most of my competitors. How a real money trader takes hold of a series of trades and manages them from start to finish, huge variation, just like huge differences in quality of, say, doctors or dentists or lawyers or restaurants or whatnot. There's a huge difference in quality depending on the person who is in charge of the trades. And one of the things that I want to help you and encourage you to do is that, given the same rack of trades, if I were to turn these trades over to a professional trader, one of my institutional clients, versus one of average retail traders, you can better believe the professional trader is going to take much tighter stops and is going to add to the winning trades, whereas the amateur trader, or my copycat competitors, would be like fish out of water and clueless, and they just kind of let everything ride and hope for the best and stick their head in the sand, and 2 weeks later come back and see how it all works out. It probably wouldn't, because you'd have 2 or 3 that would spiral into huge stops, and other ones that's in the money, say 300 and 400 bucks in the money, are now only 20 bucks in the money because they let them go back down. So making differences or changes in how you manage using your unrealized P&Ls is an absolutely vital strategy point that I want you to learn. And I cover how to do that in the TradeMastery coaching program with many videos, but that's one of the quick points that I will make. You have my word, it's very honest and very accurate and true and good authenticity and integrity. How you manage your rack of trades, don't do it the way you've always done it, or else you'll still end up with the same kind of outcomes that you've always had. Strive for more profits and try and figure out a kind of a navigation approach so that, even if you get a bunch of itty-bitty trades, you still make some money net in your trading approach, right? Here's another good example, real money trades. The big winner was up over $1,000, right? And another winner, $200, and some other incremental wins. But all these are kind of noise in the system, right? Little itty-bitty stops, little itty-bitty wins. But we didn't know ahead of time which one was going to be the big money play until I scaled into it and banked a healthy profit. And I realized that much money on this day, right? And these are all the trades I made in this particular session, right? And one of the things that I want you to start about adopting as a trader in training is a much more stewardship or management or leadership role in how you manage with your unrealized P&Ls. You should always 100% of the time seek to add to your winning trades, and always 100% of the time scale out of or back out of your losing positions. And that's how you make the math work out. Successful professional trading, speaking from nearly 2 decades of experience in trading millions of dollars worth of stocks, ETFs, minis, and FX, I can tell you it is much more about the math than the chart patterns, because a chart pattern will keep you in a trade too long to your detriment, right? You need to manage using your unrealized P&Ls, kind of like this column, which is unrealized P&Ls while the trades are still live and hot. How you manage your exit is absolutely important. I know my colleague Janthe, Stocks and Commodity, editor of Stocks and Commodities, she mentioned that a very valid point in one of her columns a couple of months ago. The exit side of it is vitally important in addition to playing to the trend strength. So make sure that you're managing your exits with a little more caution. So anyway, that's just a quick food for thought as we get underway here tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about and what it's all about. You may have seen me at the expos, you may have seen my traders trading video testimonials, my industry articles in Stocks and Commodities. It's a real honor to be a regular columnist now for technical analysis of stocks and commodities. Always great to take my daughter to no more Borders. I used to go to Borders, but can't do that anymore. So now we go to Barnes & Noble, and I'll get 2 copies, one for her and one for me, and I always show my daughter that, and it's a good role model, to show, being well respected in the public eye is a good thing. Anyway, these are some of the strategic skills that I would encourage you to work on. Let me ask all of you, let's do a quick audience interaction bit here. Which of these, like my colleague Brian Tracy would say, oftentimes there is just one skill amongst a list of skills that is holding you back, and the one that would keep you away from making more profits. If you were to turn the heat up on one of these or get better, which of these skills do you think would be most vitally important to helping you make more money as a trader? Maybe it's one that you're not comfortable with. You know in the back of your mind you're supposed to be doing it, but you're not. But you feel very confident that if you could do just one of these better, you could dramatically improve your trading profitability, or at least incrementally improve your profitability. Which of these skills in this skill inventory set would it be? Scanning, trading top-down market profiles, the sector rotations, your arms indices, gap trading, a trading plan, entry trigger prices, knowing your patterns. By the way, that's the easiest thing. And people, unfortunately, a lot of traders, having coached thousands of traders, I will tell you, a lot of traders think they're good at macro pattern recognition, and they're not. And yet it's the easiest of the skills, and probably the most important, too, to be honest. The most important thing is your exits, right? Is your size of stops and your trade management, obviously. Any professional trader will tell you that. It's your money is the most important of all of these things. They're all nice to have, but ultimately it's your money management that makes or breaks you as a trader, right? Of all my biggest profitable winning days and weeks and months and quarters I've had, the most money I have made, the biggest trading profits I have made are trades that fell early when I got out. It's like, really? I'm done with the trade already? And yeah, I remember distinctly, for example, this trade, the MGM one where I was out shares and I made $1,200 in it is 7 plus 5. And then I did another rack of trades a few minutes later. Anyway, that felt early on the exit. And in fact, it was a pre-market gap I was selling at 8:37. Or, I'm sorry, it was 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, 8:37 was the price. It was 10:47, slightly into the morning's open. Oftentimes I'll sell pre-market into the gap strength. Anyway, the point is, good professional trades made well feel early to the exit side of it. Okay, making money as a trader, like my colleague Peter Bain from Forex Mentor would say, it doesn't need to be rocket science. It doesn't need to be something that you overthink. You just need to have the discipline, the patience, the intelligence, and the math skills to make money at it, and have specific goals in terms of process goals that you use to facilitate your making money side of this. Let's see, reading some of these. Oh, good. Another trader, Ken, saying trading long USO and UCO. There's many reading scanning, timing, micro pattern, entries A through G. And you see a handful of E's and G's. It looks like overall the timing skills is one of the areas for improvement, and setting the entry trigger prices if I were to aggregate all the responses. Okay, so anyway, what I want you to do is think about kind of moving the needle on one or more of these to make sure that you're getting better at some of the skills that can really help facilitate your progress as a trader. Now in TradeMastery, I teach how to do a series of changes, small incremental shifts from where you're currently at to doing it a little tighter, a little more intelligently, with a greater degree of focus. And again, the whole goal with TradeMastery is a before-after shift or transformation from where you're currently at to where you need to be. Okay, it's the goal is to focus on 3 critical skill development areas. One is financials, one is discipline, and one is technical trading strategies for active traders. And I kind of put together a graphic here to show those are the 3 cornerstones that I think all of the different skills kind of sort themselves into: your financial, trade management strategies, discipline, and technicals. Not a big fan of keeping trading journals, and I don't know. How many of you have ever been through some trader coaching overpriced hoo-ha program that's only a few months and they charge thousands of dollars, and some guy talks to you on the phone for a little bit and they say, you have to keep a journal and tell people how you feel. You know, Sparky, I don't care how you feel. All I care about is the money, all right? I'm a trader. I care if I make money, I'm happy. If I lose money, I'm sad. That's kind of like all I need to talk about journaling. The trade journal should be nothing more or less than your P&L log, all right? Like I keep for years, right? And almost 90,000 views of this forum thread. Pretty freaking incredible, right? 89,400 views. Well, anyway, the point is, trading journal should only need to be an annotated, briefly annotated record of your trades and your biggest winners. What did you do right? You know, when you made money in a good winning trade, what was that? A nice breakout gap continuation, sold at the first sign of reversal. It's not about journaling your feelings and your thoughts. Who cares? I just care about money. Show me the money. I'm just very blunt about that. My New York traders in the house will appreciate that, right? We don't care about how you feel. We know how you feel. You're happy when you make money, you're sad when you lose money. So all this hoo-ha stuff, I got a dual degree in industrial psychology, UCLA and Cal State Long Beach. But even with that background, we don't care about feelings. We care about profit and loss. So to get you there, I want to teach you some strategies that you can start immediately using. Let's take a quick overview of what those are. First, you need to have a process, a step-by-step trading approach. How do you scan? How do you set entries? How do you manage stops? How do you scale in on the winners? How do you go step by step through the markets to cherry pick out the very strongest charts? You may use gap and leaderboard percent gain and loss list in both the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, or use other commercial services. One of the things I want you to think about is get immersion coaching, acquire better discipline, and the main thing is to develop a framework, a more intelligent step-by-step strategy that will help you become more successful in your trades. Okay. Now, when it comes to technical trade mastery, there's a few things that I teach in the course that I'm not going to have time to go through tonight, but just to introduce you to the concept, we want to look at which momentum trades are actually worth taking. And what you want to do as a trader is figure out how volatile is the chart. So, for example, volatility in UWTI is strong. Volatility in ETE is strong. Volatility in Marathon Oil is strong. But volatility, well, let's see, where's one that, volatility in 3D is absolutely nil and zip and not worth trading. So assign some kind of a ranking, or just quickly figure out where are the hottest charts and how are you going to buy them up at new highs so you can make money as other people pile into the trades after you, right? And so that's just a quick look at, you need to assess the volatility and therefore the trading likelihood of success in a chart. The two V's that are your friend for every professional trader, volume and volatility. You're looking for volume breakouts at price breakout continuation levels for momentum entries. And if it's a low or medium volatility chart, stay away from it. Only get into nice high velocity charts that are likely to keep going. What's the directional bias and where's the best odds breakout region on the chart where you're likely to make a successful breakout and avoid a false breakout? Okay, so I cover all of that in technical trade mastery as part of the course. Another theme of the course that we look at is what I call reverse engineering successful trades and also using flow charting. That's from my background as a quality engineer for Ford Motor Company and Rockwell International and McDonnell Douglas and Long Beach and the rest of it. Looking at flow charting out major steps in your process so that you can identify trouble areas and make improvements. That's what we do in industry back when I was a Fortune 500 consultant, and that's what you need to do as a professional trader. Map out your key process areas so that you can target what's causing you trouble. And I teach you exactly how to do that as a member of my Trade Mastery coaching program, which is not, by the way, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. I think, how many people are with me? How many of you agree that $3,000 to $5,000 is freaking insane? And anybody that charges thousands of dollars for coaching programs ought to be horsewhipped. I mean, that's just me. I like to make things accessible to everybody, and so I don't believe in ripping off traders like my competitors do. So I do not believe in $5,000 coaching programs. I think that's a bunch of hoo-ha. I'm kind of plain-spoken man. It's even though I'm a workaholic genius, I like to make things very straightforward and honest. So it's how I am. So anyway, that's just me. I think anything you do with anybody in this industry should be based on authenticity, that they're a real trader, and very affordable and easy to get into without any big sleepless nights and, was that a good decision, honey, to spend $5,000 on a coaching program? No, Sparky, it wasn't. I'll just tell you, it wasn't. Don't spend much. Get some great training for free, and if you like it, then dip your toe into the water a little more and get more involved. It's still a very low price, right? Anyway, trading plan. Your only trading plan or journal should be one in which you're documenting your progress, and I'm going to show you what I like to use in just a minute for how to manage and document visually your wins and stops. One of the key strategies that I teach you in Trade Mastery that you'll be learning about, that you'll be really thrilled to get your hands on, is how to reverse engineer your winning trades. And by the way, that does assume that the coach, me, is actually a real trader, which I am. So I could teach you how to tear apart your charts and figure out how to reverse engineer or figure out what went right so that you can make money with your trades versus the stops. What's the difference between the two? My life's work in trading is all about, with tens of thousands of real money trades, of all these stops and missed trades or bad trades that I took, as well as all the big winners I had too, what's the difference between the two? And that body of knowledge is what I share in my stocks and commodities articles, my Money Show live appearances in Las Vegas, New York, Dallas, and elsewhere, and also in my courses like my TradeMastery coaching program. It's all based on authentic real money trades I did. That's the big difference between me and everyone else out there in this market space. Ask anybody who's a trader coach that they're a real trader. Say, hey, can I see your Schedule D tax return of, say, some of your trades you did last year? Or can I see your brokerage P&L screen cap? Because, my traders agree. I inherit a lot of traders. In a survey I did, 97% of almost 300 traders said that yes, it's extremely important that proof counts before spending money. You want proof they can really trade. Because so many of you have been losing money because you're following, strangers on the internet who just pretend to be traders but have zero proof to back it up. I don't know how many of you watched I'm a big fan of Shark Tank, and to me, I think all these educators who don't have proof are kind of like pre-revenue that nobody should, with the right mind, should be putting. I'm really passionate and I got an idea. I have no proof of concept. I don't have any design or utility patents, but I put my blood, sweat, and tears. That's most of the educators. You got to skip those folks. What you need to do is focus on the few of us, the proud. The force is strong with this one. Those of us who actually really trade and prove it, and my traders agree. Well, 300 of them did anyway, most of them, that P&L proof is important. So my traders are smart. Okay, my traders are intelligent. I inherit traders after they've been beat up and clobbered by the markets and misled by the educators who just talk on charts, but they talk about charts, but they don't have any proof that they've ever made a winning trade. And yet you guys still buy from them? Really? That's what, like my daughter would say, really? You'd spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars with educators that have zero proof that they're even real traders? I will tell you, most of it is fiction. Most of the trading education industry is complete, utter BS. Most of those people are either failed traders or they're not even traders at all. They're just internet marketers that copy guys like me or real traders and talk about charts to the best of their ability. Now, if at the end of the tunnel you want to be some person who can talk about charts, then more power to you and go learn with those people. If you want to be somebody who wants to learn from a guy who's made both wins as well as stops with proof, then I'm your go-to guy. And that's why so many thousands in my company growth has been spectacular, so I appreciate that. Anyway, what generates the most money for you? I'm all about show me the money. Okay, on the count of three, everybody say, show me the money. I do that at my Money Show appearances. Everybody laughs. 1, 2, 3, show me the money. And then people come in from down the hall and say, what's going on here? It's an exciting thing. Anyway, what generates the most money for you as a trader intelligently, strategically? And figure that out and back test it and then, develop a trading plan moving forward, making a simple flow chart. Decide ahead of time. Here's a quick tip. Dollar-based stops, and I cover how to do this. This is kind of the what, but the how is covered exclusively in my TradeMastery coaching program. But you want to use dollar-based, not chart-based stops. So for me, if a swing trade is, say, more than a couple $100 red, I'm going to get out of the swing trade. If a day trade, $50, $80 red, because I start everything off real small size. Itty-bitty tiny, what I call pilot trades, 20, 40, 50, 180 shares, whatnot. These are itty-bitty trades. And even if I only make a couple $100 that day, at least I made a couple $100 that day. And I'm doing it all in small size so that I don't have some big $600 red stop loss that I got to explain to the wife. After you have a few of those, I don't know how many of you, show of hands, conceal your trading losses from your spouses. Kind of like a sign that things may not be doing the right thing, right? If you have to conceal your losses from a spouse, I always get nervous laughter and furtive glances when I do this at my Money Show appearances. It's kind of like one of those addictive personality. You might have a drinking problem you might have a trading problem if you conceal your losses from your spouse, or you kind of minimize them, or you're not completely authentic and honest about it. Well, it's not your fault. It's kind of a natural. You don't want to get beat over the head. You did what? We could have gone on a vacation with that money. We probably all heard that, right? Pissed my wife off back in the day. I lost $600, but it looked like a good chart at the time, honey. On it, I don't care. You lost money. Women are really good about being good, common sense, honest, keep you on the straight and narrow things. Mine's no exception. So instead of explaining away big stops, what I found is don't make them happen in the first place. Don't let the trade go against you in the first place. That's good, honest advice. I give that to the world's trading community, right? And thousands will see this video in the years to come on my YouTube channel. And the point is, if you have to explain away your trading losses to your spouse or to yourself if you're not with the spouse or whatever, or you just feel bad and you kick yourself in the head, it's natural to feel that way, but the solution is throw more darts at the market and see what sticks, right? You want to throw a handful of darts, take your shots. I mean, none of these worked out to be big, huge trades, but none of them bit me in the rear end either, right? $35 down, I can sleep with that. 60, 70 bucks up, hey, I'm not going to get excited, but at least I can sleep with that too. I still made some money for my trouble, the hard way, but at least I didn't end up red, all right? So all that matters is your money. I'm refreshingly candid that way. Decide ahead of time what's your number. Whenever I do my live Las Vegas seminars at the MGM Grand, which I may do again at some point in the future. Well, actually, I am planning on doing at least one more sometime in the next year or two. Decide ahead of time what's your number. How much money are you going to let any stop no more ever go large against you? So maybe $200 is my limit. That's my pain threshold on a swing trade, which means I can't be out there swinging for the fences doing 1,000-share boneheaded trades, throwing Hail Mary passes at the stock market and hope it works out. That's going to be, I blew up 2 trading accounts doing that, so that ends badly, as my daughter would say. That story ends badly, Daddy, don't do that anymore. So instead what you do is don't use charts alone for stops, use dollars for your stops. Use charts to get in, use the dollars to get out. It's like, I didn't know that. But see, no one in the trading industry teaches people that with real examples, because most of the trading educators are morons. They're not even real traders in the first place. So they can't teach you that part of the equation because they're not real traders. All they've got is charts. And that's why so many people in the trading industry lose. And I'm really peeved at most of the trading education industry. There's a handful of good people out there, and I work with them, but the rest of them, throw them away. Just say no. Say, show me the beef. If you remember that commercial from that little old lady burger commercial, where's the beef? Well, the reason it's not part of the lexicon of the professional education community is because most of the trading educators, in fact, aren't real traders and therefore don't have the knowledge of how to teach you how to get out of your trades with either super tight stops or modest wins, right? And occasionally, if you get nice big wins, we'll bully for you, and that's great. But your first step as a trader is turn the corner to this small size land where you're going small wins, really tiny stops. And you show that to the wife. Hopefully she's not going to beat you over the head. Hey, honey, I made a couple $100 and that's my biggest stop. She'll pat you on the head and say, that's nice, honey. You're making progress. All right? Truth. I'm extremely candid and honest, which is why my company is double-digit growth. Boom! In fact, we just upgraded all of our network servers throughout my TradeMastery and Day Trading University and the rest of the 70-odd sites in the network because I wanted to make faster video downloads and faster websites for y'all. My sales have been through the roof, so I've been reinvesting some of the profits back into the infrastructure of the business. So that's another thing you'll benefit from as a TradeMastery trader. But let's move on. So, you need to have a performance gauge, and I teach you how to do this in TradeMastery. How to focus on making money. That's kind of it, right? That's why we're doing this. I always ask at my money show events, show of hands, folks, how many of you are trading to make money? And I get some laughs, but only about 2/3 of the hands go up. I go, well, the rest of you are excused, all right? Go shoot. Go down there. If you're here to be a technical analyst, well, that's nice, but I'm in it to make money, okay? So average dollar per win versus average dollar per loss is something you need to pay attention to so that your wins outweigh and are heavier than your losing trades. Here's a quick writer downer, another quick example of one of the many tools you'll be enjoying once you wisely decide to invest in the bargain priced TradeMastery coaching event. Can I pitch or what? I've done millions in sales. I'm really good at it because I'm a really good trader and teacher. I earned it. Anyway, the hard way. I worked my butt off. I work harder than anyone I know in the trading industry. But that's great, and I appreciate all of y'all's loyalty. Anyway, here's what I call a win versus stop graph, the before version, okay? What I want you to do is create your own version of this. I've got a PDF download that you can snag in the download area once you join as a member, hint, hint. But create your own if you want. Put average dollar size. This is the statistician in me coming out, my quality engineering background. I'm a certified quality engineer on the national CQE. Anyway, we use these kind of data analysis points to improve process variation and manufacturing plant yield so that our CPK numbers get better. But you guys don't want to hear about manufacturing quality probably. Not that we have any left in America thanks to certain people that, don't get me started about politics. Small government, the way to go. Big government, not so good. Anyway, enough said. Your winning trades, make a quick graph like this where you've got equal increments, $50, $100, $150, $200 winning trade amounts and stop trade amounts. This is what a trading journal needs to look like. This is the core, the foundation of the start of your turnaround as a trader. It's like, oh, finally, okay, guy that teaches me how to make changes in the money side of it, because that's what you need. You don't need a chart pattern guy. You don't need a, how did you feel about your trade? Who cares? You make money, you're happy. You lose money, you're sad. End of story. What do we got to talk about it for? Right? Anyway, so you map out your stop losses. Here's a quick tip. It's kind of what we call it a poka-yoke method in manufacturing quality engineering, and we would also use that as a bulletproofing method in your trading. Here's a hint. This is a rider downer. This tip alone can help you dramatically improve your trading. No BS. I'm very honest. I teach you guys how to actually make it. You should make a graph like this, but don't have any $300 column or any $250 column. Maybe adjust this to your own. Your mileage might vary. Maybe you add zeros or subtract zeros, but whatever. Make the maximum size of the stop loss small so that you couldn't even, you'd have to tape a piece of paper on the left side of your piece of paper to make for a large stop loss. The whole thing is it's kind of a push or pull process designed so that you're moving, you move break even down here and you put the stop loss values as big as your target exit is for your stops. Let's say you want to take no more than $150 or $200 stop losses. And knowing ahead of time, I've got dual degrees in psychology, UCLA and Cal State Long Beach. I'm a genius. What you want to do is make your mind and your trading actions such that it's inconceivable, to quote the Princess Bride movie, which I never get tired of watching. Anyway, inconceivable that, let's say this, that your stop losses would be down here at $300 or more, or maybe that is the maximum size. So you never have a $400 or $500 stop loss, because knowing ahead of time before you put on the trade, there wouldn't be a place to jot it down on the form, okay? Because unless you cheat and put a big piece of paper and have huge stop losses over here, and that would be stupid. So you don't do that. Instead, force yourself to keep small stops by just keeping quick X's. What I used to do too is I'd type in write in the ticker, maybe it's KLA 10 core or UWTI or VXX or whatever, or taking a stop in HP or whatever I'm trading. So you can write in the ticker sign, which gives a little more information than just a simple X. But that's a good place to get started. So that's a quick tool that I'll give you as the type of thinking that I take, because I really take seriously my responsibility to help the world's traders, and I want to help you turn the corner. So that type of a thought process is a good, intelligent one. It makes sense. It works. My traders have reported they've really enjoyed it. All the TradeMastery traders have been with me. So that's the type of thing that you learn, the intelligent turn the corner process, and the tools and the strategies and tactics designed to help improve your trade mastery. And then financial trade mastery is all about scaling in with dynamic trade position sizing. And this is the real money trades I'd made in FAZ a few years ago. I bought in 5 times. This one was the stop, but I still made $7.98 on the series of trades. And I've got the P&L screen cap somewhere in my Trading Talk forum. But I'd bought in here, 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 here. I added up there, and then I closed out part of the trade there, and I closed the rest of it there. So I got 4 wins and 1 that did say a break even and a stop, and net profit was $7.98 because I built the trade over time during a crescendo of a breakout. And I teach you how to use scaling and position sizing as part of trade mastery. So anyway, it can be good for you if you want to see how to improve your discipline, trade management skills, looking for ways to sharpen your entries and exits with your timing and how to trade. Again, if you're still explaining trading losses to your significant other or partner or spouse or pet chihuahua or your goldfish or whatever, it's probably because it's not your fault entirely. You have to take some personal responsibility, but it's mostly likely you've been trusting the wrong educators, people that aren't even real traders. They're more internet marketers and so forth than they are real traders. So I'm the guy that so many people trust, and I appreciate that. So anyway, So my question is, how much would it be worth to you to see how to use all this stuff? Let me give you a quick overview of the course. We'll wrap up here in about 8 minutes. One of the things that it used to be a monthly webinar series, but in the interest of time management, what I wanted to do instead was give you guys a full year's worth of videos right off the bat. So 15-hour videos. This is what the members area looks like. Really professional, huh? Smoking hot professional, because that's just how I roll. Anyway, we got 14 videos here, over 15 hours of resolution professional strategy points. And I'm not going to read all this stuff. I'll let you look at that on your own on the site. But we cover everything that I could think of that helped me become successful in my own trading, and all the lessons learned from all my bad trades gone sideways and how to fix them. What are the strategies, kind of the technical fences or the tips and techniques designed to help turn things around. And so in each of these hour-long videos, they're always a little over an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, an hour 20 minutes. These are all recorded within the last year and a half or two, so they're relatively recent. And you can take a look at all these different strategic tips on how to do things right. And these are all, the videos are all featuring live charts. So I'll talk about a quick concept, and then we spend, like 90% of each of these videos is looking at live charts, or charts that were recorded. So they were live at the time they were being recorded. So it's all based on actual chart pattern skills and also strategies designed to help you improve your trading. And I put all my thought, in terms of, if I were to do a $5,000 or $10,000 coaching program, what would the foundation be? And this is it. But I brought it to the masses because I have so many of you. I like to make things much more affordable than a $3,000 or $5,000 program. I want to give you much better value than that. And I'm a real trader, so that counts. So, how to avoid traps, false breakouts, hits to your profit and loss, how to scale up, all the rest of it. Anyway, all that's included. So what you get is 14 videos plus 3 upcoming webinars and downloadable videos of that. And it's all much lower than I should charge, but it's just $697, $695, something like that. Where's the price? You can look at all these testimonials too. I got over 194. If you look at the previous, this is the WordPress page. I used to charge $14.95 for 12 coaching events, and this is the old version of the website before I moved it to WordPress, and you can see even more testimonials. I mean, page after dozens of pages of testimonials on that. So anyway, and I really appreciate too, I have more testimonials than anybody in the whole industry, bar none. And I checked. I have more video testimonials, more written in testimonials than, everyone. So I really appreciate all of you writing in and adding to the mix here. It's the best community for active traders ever, and you can see, what people have said. So anyway, the point is, we got all that. We got lots of video testimonials and a video reel there. Yeah, and it's just $6.95 when you order by May 5th. And the reason for that is I'm traveling to Vegas to speak live at the Traders Expo Money Show event on May 11th. So I'm going to have some traders join, including you, right? I want to have time to get you guys your logins and passwords. I do ask that you give me 24 hours to get your login and password too, because I'm going to have dozens of traders join this by the hour. So our team has to catch up with those, and it's just $6.95, and that gives you access to the members area through the end of the year, so you have plenty of time to download the videos. Plus, that's not all. Johnny, tell them what else we'll get. I'm glad you asked. You'll also get, coming at you live, June, September, and November live events, and I will stick around like I will right now to answer questions, up to an hour at least at the end. Oftentimes we get very good spirited Q&A, and I do live. As a former corporate trainer, I do a lot of engaging activities, like you make the call on this. Where would you get in long? Where would you trail a stop? Where would you add to a winning trade? On another chart, would you trade this at all? Yes or no, and why? So I like to make these interactive quiz type of things to sharpen your mind, so it's not just some guy talking about charts going blah, 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 like my competitors. I'm the actual professional trainer, so as well as professional trader, so I like to teach. Anyway, coming up in June, September, November, that gives you a few months in between each one to go out and test some of the techniques that you'll be learning in all the downloadable videos. And that's another bonus. And I have some resources on how to download videos and whatnot as well. But anyway, and PDFs here too. Here's the preview area in case you're wondering. This is what you'll get access to within 24 hours after you place your order. I see orders coming in, so great. Thanks so far, the orders. Anyway, there's a win versus stop graph and the more of less of chart and the rest of it in PDF format. Plus, you get 15 hours of high resolution 1920 by 1080 high quality videos. Plus, you get the upcoming webinars that I'll be doing with you, where you can ask all the questions you want. And those of you who've been with me for years, thank you for your participation and your loyalty. You know from experience, I sit there and answer all the questions in detail, very thoughtfully and very helpful coaching style, so that we can get to answers that can serve you well in depth as we work together as a team. So that's TradeMastery, #1 in the industry, and I wanted to thank all of you for making it a success. You got a week to order, so not forever, because I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm going to Vegas, doing the Samba line, cha 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 cha. So I'm going to Vegas, baby, but I'm going to be out early that week, so that's why I'm trying to get everybody on board before I get on a plane to Vegas to speak at the Money Show. So good timing, good personal branding and position. What an avatar master this guy is. Just a boss. Anyway, offer is good through May 5th. That's a week from tonight. You have my word, it's really good quality training, because I go through actually what I found works in my own trades, and you can see what other people have said, etc., etc. So anyway, it's a bargain, and I'm a real money trader, so I think that's kind of important. Plus, UCLA and Cal State Long Beach dual degree psychology. So of all the trading coaches out there, I'm the only one that I know of that is a certified dual degree psychology grad, plus a proven real money trader with P&Ls of actual real money trades I've made. So I'm a real thing. Plus, I like to give you detailed, and there's detailed strategy points, and there's some explanation text here that tells you what it's all about as well. So anyway, another quick gift is make sure to start working with this flow chart if you haven't already. Here's the link. It's a good framework for success, and I'm going to make an in-depth look featuring live market charts. We're going to look at this in depth in the first event coming up a month after next, in June's TradeMastery event, and I'm going to teach you how to develop your own trading plan and your own blueprint using these major process steps to help you gain focus and clarity for your trades. So anyway, I think it's important to learn from people that prove they trade. Kind of like I buy a lot of things like jazz albums and antique saxophones and guitars and classic stuff on eBay, and I would never buy from a seller that has zero feedback in Latvia with $300 shipping charges, right? That's kind of like what it's like buying a movie that's got horrible reviews on Amazon or something. I would never engage with that type of a person, which is how most of my competitors are. They have zero proof they trade, right? So with no proof that they actually are a trader, why would anyone trust them? Just because they got a fancy website and they do a lot of webinars with their buddies, that's about all you can say about them. They got a fancy website and they do webinars with their buddies and they talk about charts. But if there's no backing proof that they can actually be capable of making winning trades, why on earth would the world trust them to teach you how to trade your hard-earned money, right? That's my biggest. And coming from a corporate background, I used to be called the consultant killer, because I'd always ask these tough questions that would get the consultants bounced out of the executive steering committee's office, and because I was asked the tough questions. And you should ask tough questions not only of yourself, but more importantly, the people that you learn from in this industry, right? And I've even had videos made up highlighting the need to learn from people that are actually real traders, because most of the people are not. So you need to be cautious with whom you trust. But anyway, I hope I can be part of your success. And again, it's not expensive. It's just $6.95 when you order by this time next week. I'll keep that price open. You know the routine, right? Next Thursday, you're going to see that. Congratulations to all the smart traders who ordered. Please don't contact me asking for an extension, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it's a non-recurring, one-time tuition, easy decision. It's only $6.95. I priced it down because I want to get a lot of folks on board. So that's a great price for. It'll be 15 hours of videos that you can download immediately, plus 3 upcoming webinars and the downloads of those. So that'll be over 18 hours of video. That's like getting a 2 or 3 day seminar for a fraction of the price. You know, if you were to come to one of my live Las Vegas seminars, I run those long. I do 8-hour days because I like to give good value. Anyway, the 16 hours, and those are $1,500. Here you get that many hours for half that. So you get 15 hours of downloadable video plus 3 live webinars, and it's a coaching deal of the year. So anyway, I hope that it makes sense, and I will stay around to answer questions in each of the 3 upcoming webinars that we'll be doing, and the link to order is at trademastery.com/coaching. Can I get all of you to agree to at least be skeptical about anybody in the education industry that doesn't have proof they trade? I mean, I'm not a big fan of government regulation, but if there was one, that would be one, is that anybody who's not a real trader should have to put a big red warning sign on their website saying, I'm not a real trader, I just talk about charts for a living. Those kind of people swindle traders out of lots of money. So you don't want to waste your money on people unless they can prove they actually have the chops to actually make real trades, right? And that they've got, you know, and I'm open about showing my stops too. I don't just show a few cherry-picked wins like some people do. I show the whole kit and caboodle here on these days that I've chosen here. You know, I'll show you the stops and the wins, and I think I even have showgirls. Hey, what can I say? I'm a middle-aged guy. Got to have my midlife crisis somehow. And that's my Brioni suit and showgirls in Vegas. Anyway, $900 a day. And anyway, the thing is, learn from people that really trade. And I think that's really important. If I do nothing else in this webinar, I think that's a good community service, is to teach. And so that's why one reason my company's grown so much is everyone's saying, yeah, he's right. I mean, he keeps beating a dead horse, but he's right in saying, if they don't prove they trade, it's just a charade. Because any moron can talk about charts. Any laid-off fast food worker, I was flipping burgers yesterday, and now I'm today's Forex expert because, look, it's going up, and I've got a magic indicator that you too can make $1 billion trade. You know, the industry is full of such nonsense. So you got to have higher criteria. Kind of like when you're hiring employees. If you're a new manager, you tend to not look at the red flags that would save you hassle by not hiring people that you shouldn't have hired in the first place. Having been in hiring positions and having budget, one of the things, if you've got discretionary budget and you look at hiring, you do not, even though you're busy, you should take the time to hire somebody who has a great work ethic first and is honest, and then hire skills second. Because skills can be taught. Work ethic and honesty and authenticity can't be taught. It's either that's who you are or not. And similarly, when it comes to the trading education community, I firmly believe that if all they do is talk the talk and they can't walk the walk, they don't deserve our attention or our money, right? So I know I have so many traders tell me, Ken, I wish I had thought about that years ago, so I'm glad I found you, et cetera, et cetera. I inherit a lot of traders from my competitors who rip off my mastery and university concepts and others out there that just shouldn't be trusted. So I hope that Trade Mastery Coaching is a refreshing change of pace. I think that tool that I gave you, that strategy on mapping out your trades with a win versus stop graph, is something you can do whether or not you work with me. That's a good takeaway. That's a good, actionable, genuinely useful. I've done this for years myself, but actually useful tool. And the whole thing is, by not letting the graph have large numbers, you're not supposed to let your stops go larger than you could market, because you know ahead of time the biggest stop losses that can be tracked. Right? And then the rest of it is you get better with your pattern recognition and your timing skills. You start to move the scale over here, so you start making more wins, and you take a lot more itty bitty. I'll tell you what, though, you take a lot of scratch or little tiny stops, itty bitty, teeny weeny stops, and that's fine. You want to take, I'd much rather take 20 stops that are $20 or $30 than one stop that's $400, because that means I had 20 chances to get the trade right. And the ones that do migrate into successful trades, I can scale into and build the trade over time so that the overall picture is profitable. That's my goal. And so I want to teach you how, at least I do that, and all the other strategies that I teach in Trade Mastery. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you in the program. If there's any questions, now would be the time to ask. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife and daughter and our little Shih Tzu dog called Doji. She's all of 12 pounds dripping wet, and she's got a heart of a lion, even though she's only about 6 inches tall. It's really cute. Anyway, I digress. I never thought that I thought I'd always be the kind of guy that likes to have Rottweilers named Dow and Jones, right? Yeah, I'm an alpha male type, 6 foot tall guy, right? I play tenor horn, and I'm hoorah, I'm the man. But for my daughter, I got her this little Shih Tzu puppy, and she's been with us 8 years now, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I digress. But it's good training. It's good, honest training. It's a great price. It's not up at 1,500 or 2 or 3 grand or anything like that. It's affordable, and you get access to me in 3 upcoming events with plenty of Q&A time. Plus, it's all recorded on video in case you can't make it live. That's another quick tip too. One of the services I offer, and this is true for any of my premium events. I know I got a lot of traders in the Middle East and Asia and Europe, and 8 o'clock at night is not 8 o'clock at night Eastern time in America is not convenient for them because it's in the middle of the night or it's 2 in the morning or whatever. It's 10 in the morning and it's in their work day or whatnot. So if you have questions, I know I've got traders in the Middle East that do this all the time. They'll send me a list of questions that they want me to answer, even though they aren't there with me. So if you're not there with me, you can still send in questions, preferably a day or two right before the event so I can keep track of them, and then I'll answer the questions during the webinar, even if you're not there, and then the answers are recorded on video for you to watch when you download the video, the day after the webinar. So that's another way that you can get answers, even if you can't make it to any of the 3 upcoming live events that we've got for you at TradeMastery. So another good service. So anyway, I wanted to say thanks to all of you for being here. It's a question, do I have a written trading plan? My trading plan is all just based on my P&L. So what I will do is my buy and sell stop orders and my unrealized P&L, and then when it flips into realized P&L, that's what I use for my trading plan. I just work off the money. You have to be, if you want to be wealthy, I won't say I'm not going to make the Forbes 500 list anytime soon, but I'm pretty well off. And what I found is the wealthier you get as a person and the wealthier you become as a trader, the more you think about protecting and growing your money. You spend more time on money and less time on extraneous things like watching the news. I haven't watched commercial television in nearly 16 years. I buy favorite TV series like Castle and Blacklist and all that on Amazon so I can watch uninterrupted, commercial-free episodes of good TV shows, of which Castle and Blacklist and Elementary are 3 of my favorites. But I don't watch the news. I have not watched the news in nearly 2 decades, or 15 years now. I spend a lot of time thinking about how to grow my money and how to make it, like a tree, or I look at my dollars much like Mr. Wonderful, like my troops, and I want them to come back with POWs, not to come back in body bags. So I want my troops to grow. I want my holdings, my account to grow. And as I build my trading accounts with successful trades, the goal is to make more of them more consistently, more often, and leverage up on those. So I spend a lot more inordinate time on the money flow. So my trading plan is very much automated using buy stop and buy stop limit orders in a brokerage account so I can make it work. And so that's the extent of my trading plan. I don't mark out. I know, for example, minor gaps tend to continue most of the time. I do things like trade off the candlestick patterns and moving average crossovers and whatnot, but mostly it's momentum strong charts that are good, strong breakout rock star charts, and I throw darts at those and put on my trades that way. And so that's the extent of my trading plan. I like to keep it simple, structured, focused, actionable, and money-based. And that's what I teach, is money-based trading, price action-based trading, unrealized P&L and position sizing-based trading. That's how you make it as a trader, is focus an inordinate amount of time on the money and not so much on big chart patterns or feelings, that kind of stuff. It's all very objective. The trade will tell you, did you screw up? I screwed up in Apollo. I took a $50 bath, right? I took a $1,000 win in MGM, right? So that's the kind of contrast you want in your trades. That's funny. A trader saying he can't trade his wife's IRA because she gets an email every time he puts on a trade. Well, that's good. Another trader saying his wife's great. She's learning to trade too, and we have that in common. Yeah. Trader saying Amazon went up after the market. And thanks from Wendy's. A question from John about, does it leave you out of the big moves if I have such close stops? No, because I always re-enter. I'll put on a trade at the blink of a hat. I'm a trader. I've done tens of thousands of real money trades. So if I move into a trade Let's say I'm in a successful trade that's starting to work out. Enough PowerPoints, look at the charts. Let's say I buy UWTI over 33. And it comes back down, and so I stop out at 32. So I take a 1-point stop on, say, 50 shares. So I'm $50 down. I'll still put another buy stop order in up at, say, 33.80. So if it continues to run on up, I'll still catch a piece of it. I'll get the trade. It may take me a couple of times to get it right, but by God, I'll get the trade. What you do as a trader is you take your shots. And, you don't overtrade, but you don't miss the trade and that's why I teach traders how to set up a rack or a series of 2 or 3 sequential entries. So even if the first one causes a stop, often the second one will be the in-the-money trade, and the third one's a leverage trade that really produces big profits. Even if the first one cost you a little itty-bitty kind of false breakout stop, or it stalled and went sideways and you got out of the trade because you were tired of waiting for it to go up, you put on your trades sequentially, and that's another good pattern to look at as well. And yeah, this is absolutely well suited for swing trader. I think most of the examples are swing trading. 70-80% swing trading, 20% intraday. What I teach in the technical, financial, and discipline areas is applicable to all styles of trading, but I think most of the examples are swing trading stocks, but I do cover multiple time frames and markets, but most of it is swing trading stocks and ETFs, because that's a good foundation that you can then extrapolate into other markets. I also like to cover good strong breakouts in day trading. For example, this morning, you can watch the video on my YouTube channel next if you want. You can go to YouTube/Trading Television. You can watch as live. I called it for when it was down here. I said, guys, go long if we pivot over 1310. I got them in long again at 1350, and I got everybody to sell it at 1380 after it ran up a nice 70-cent profit, and then we flipped short on the way down. So I got both sides of it. So and that was a live call, a live series of 3 winning calls in a row in ETE today. So I like to teach that too, but most of it is swing trading, the strongest charts. So yes, absolutely good for swing trading. All right, let's see, any other questions? Oh, thanks, Phil saying that's why I'm successful. Yeah, the numbers, and trader saying, yep, it's the numbers in his log, that's it, right. Building timing skills is good. All right, well, I think that's about it. I wanted to thank all of you for being here. I hope that I've given you some food for thought and some incentive to join. I put yield countdown timer, the obligatory countdown timer, on here just to remind you when you go back to the site how much time you have left. And again, I've got a good reason for this. I'm going to Vegas right after that, so I wanted to get all the logins and passwords and customer support work done before I get on a plane. So I'm going to Vegas the week after that. So for that reason, I figure May 5th, that'll give me a couple of days to get all the logins and passwords to you once you register. So go ahead and register now. It's a bargain. It's only, cost of 1 or 2 stops. It's only $6.95. It's not some big $1,500, $2,000 or $3,000 hoo-ha coaching thing. It gives you a complete library of over 15 hours of high quality, high resolution downloadable. You get to keep them forever WMV videos that are yours to keep, plus 3 upcoming live coaching webinars that I thought I would add to the mix, just to answer questions and also update the strategy for current markets and give you some insights in terms of how to apply what you've learned in the video library to whatever's going on in the current markets throughout this year. And I do that every few months, so we can put our finger on the pulse of the markets together as a team, and you can bring all your questions and I'll stick around and answer them. You can bring trades gone wrong and see if there's anything, kind of a CSI postmortem. Is there anything you could have done differently? Or trades gone right to celebrate. And that's one thing I really like hearing from my traders make successful trades. They'll bring in, hey Ken, I made so much in a trade. I got in here, I got out there, and we can pull up the chart together and look at what made for a good, successful, actual live trade. So we like to do that as part of the coaching support for the TradeMastery coaching program as well. So anyway, a big library of downloadable videos, all captured recently within the past year or two, on everything you need to know beyond the technicals. All the find and fix trading problems, how to build a process, a systematic process for trading that's much more advanced and much more professional in nature and scope than what you may have seen elsewhere. So anyways, wanted to welcome all of you aboard to TradeMastery coaching for the upcoming balance of the year. And again, this is what the members area looks like. You get to log in and right-click and download on each of the different videos. There's a couple of PDFs there and an MP3, and we also have the upcoming 3 webinars as well to answer questions and extend your training with additional strategies as well. So anyway, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for all of you who've been ordering. I appreciate it. Again, the only people who shouldn't order are people who already took TradeMastery, or if you're a live trading room member on the annual plan. I'm also including this as a bonus. So if you're in the annual plan, or if you've already taken this course, no need to get in. But everyone else, it's a great system to go ahead and join. So anyways, I'll see you in TradeMastery, and thanks for being here. Yeah, appreciate the kind words. I appreciate that. Thanks, everyone. All right, take care.